Only 2 more rounds left of the elimination matches. We have, on the left of me, the Roaring Reds, equipped with blaze rods, fire charges, sugarcane, sugar, and they do have a brick core. I don't know why I forgot to write that down. And their elite units have blaze rods, nether brick cores, blaze powder, brown mushrooms, and iron block studded shields. And once again, because of the brick core in the basic units, they are going to be out in the arena to start with. And on their own side, of course. And on my right, we have the Dark Lancers. They are equipped with horses, wool padded armor, flint sharpened sticks, iron block studded shields, and sugar for when they are dismounted. And their elite units are equipped with horses, flint, wool pad, emerald blocks, sugarcane, and red mushrooms. So, it is a battle of immobile range units versus highly mobile cavalry units. This should be an interesting matchup. Let's move to the Spike Pit Corridor and see who will win. Alright, both teams are loaded in. The Roaring Reds are lined up and prepared to do ranged combat against a mass cavalry attack from the Dark Lancers. Will their ranged fire attacks be enough to take them out, or will the Dark Lancers just trample out their flames under their hooves? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. Match begin. There go the Roaring Red elites, ready to meet the Dark Lancers in head-on combat. Lots of fireballs being thrown about, and lightning bolts ripping into the Roaring Reds, taking out the easy-to-hit stationary targets, no problem. The Roaring Reds are unfortunately being crushed underneath the massive onslaught of the Dark Lancers' capabilities in melee combat. It seems that if you are unable to move in a fight, you are just going to fall far too easily, and the Roaring Reds are learning this the hard way. Heck, even some of the Dark Lancers are ending up being a little bit immobilized as they pick up the bricks being dropped by the Roaring Red army. But the Roaring Reds have met their fate. With only 4 losses on the side of the Dark Lancers, they are one of the most successful teams so far. It'll be interesting to see how far they can go in this tournament. And the final fight of the elimination rounds, we have the Green Geckos versus the Bounding Browns. The Green Geckos loadout is, they are riding geckos, wool, flint, and extra units. Their elite units are riding geckos as well, with flint, wool, sugar, sugarcane, and slime. And the Bounding Brown, they will be riding bunnies into combat with wool, flint, brown mushrooms, and gas tears. And their elite units have bunnies as well with wool, flint, slime, steak, and red mushrooms. This fight is a fairly even fight overall, and they will be duking it out at Salvation Island. Let's see who will win in this final match of the Clay Soldier Battle Tournament Elimination Round. And both sides are fully armed and raring to go. Final match of the Elimination Round. Who is going to be the last one to be knocked out of the tournament? Let's find out in 3, 2, 1. And the Green Geckos are out the gate first. They have a little bit higher mobility. Unfortunately, a lot of the soldiers are falling off of the geckos because the geckos don't really like the water. They sink to the bottom fairly easily, leaving the Green Geckos without a mount to use in this fight. And unfortunately, the same thing is happening with the Bounding Browns, turning this match from a cavalry battle into a simple foot soldier slugfest. Neither side is making much ground towards the center island, unfortunately. Meaning we have to rely on some of them just wandering over eventually and drawing in the mass of the crowd. It looks like we've seen a couple losses on the Green Gecko side and one on the Bounding Brown. Neither side is making much progress at all in this fight, mainly due to the fact that they have seemed to have lost their way. Without their mounts, they have no clue where they're going. The Green Geckos have been taken down to around the same level as the Bounding Browns, making them the biggest losers in this fight. The question is, can the Bounding Browns keep up this momentum, or will the Green Geckos manage to tough it out and pull ahead in the fight? Seeing several more losses on the Green Gecko side, and it looks like most of the soldiers have found their way into combat now. Green Geckos down to half of their initial forces, with the Bounding Browns only taking 6 losses thus far. I can see that we've lost at least one elite unit on one of the sides, as there's a poison mushroom just floating in the water. Oh, and someone's managed to pick it up. Perhaps they can get an extra kill in for their side using that. It's looking like the Green Geckos, however, are going to be the losers in this fight. They just do not have the strength and maneuverability to take out the Bounding Browns, who, even when they are not on their bunnies, are bouncing quite happily across the water. And with one final Green Gecko unit slain, the Bounding Browns have taken the final spot in the elimination round victory. But that is not the end for 6 more teams. Who will be allowed to enter the final combat? Let's find out. So we've had an amazing tournament thus far. We have 10 teams selected to be in the final tournament rounds, but we need 6 more teams to fill in the blanks. These 6 teams are going to be given a redemption chance, and they are going to be randomly selected from the losers. So without further ado, let's figure out who is going to be given a second chance. There's 4. There's 5. And this is number 6. You, unfortunately, were not lucky enough to get in. Sorry, Smog Hop, you are gone for good, it seems. So, our first redemption victor is Mage-Enta. Our second is the Green Geckos. Our third, the Pumpkin Pounders. Number 4, the Roaring Reds. Number 5, the Grey Grunts. And number 6, the Lime Leapers. There we have it, our final 6 entries into the tournament. Will they be able to make use of this redemption and manage to claim victory once more, or will they taste bitter defeat a second time? Stay tuned to this channel and we will find out when Clay Soldier Battle Tournament 2015 resumes in the next episode.